I didn't want to show people drama like you get in regular reality shows. But I also feel like because of that, it's kind of painted this build in a potentially more negative light, which is unfortunate. My choice not to exploit the drama and all the other stuff that happens in the shop that has nothing to do with the build, I think has left these gaps in some of the story where people are wondering why things are taking so long, or wasn't that made, or didn't we discuss this? And the answer, shorthand, is yes and no. There has been, there's just been a lot that's gone on behind the scenes that's taking away a lot of the explanation of why some of the things in the build are happening at the pace that they are.
This is going to be the hottest part on the whole car.
Why?
Polish all the detail, like all this, they have so many.
Like that chop line is going to be hard, you mean?
Yeah, it takes a while.
Gotcha.
This is faster. All
it's flat.
Yeah, it's flat.
I don't know if it has been an advantage or a disadvantage not to show some of the behind the scenes drama. It was a conscious decision not to show things that had nothing to do with the Vic, but it's possible that in not showing them, it's given a false idea of how slow the build is. The reality is a lot of times these we're there for one day and we splice that up into a couple of videos. So what to you may feel like it's taking a month to do really only took a day.
And this is the first pass.
How many coats will you end up doing?
Normally I do 3.
Okay.
The second one is going to take more all the scratches. And the third one I just make sure is nothing there.
All right.
But sometimes when it's black, you have to do it more.
And that's just polish, right? Are you gonna do you sand after you polish?
No more.
No.
No more sanding.
But are you gonna sand this door ever again?
No.
Oh, okay.
I will hope.
Part of the reason why this build has gone so slow is because it's new. When Tim first started, there was no such thing really, as far as I'm aware, of an actual crate motor. So he was kind of slightly like a couple months ahead of the curve, which makes it more difficult. And then he's also asking someone who's typically like a hot rod builder with combustion engines to now do something that's with electrical. So there's a lot of other things that had to align. So that's one reason why it took so long. But there's also been so many other things that happened, from personal things to non-Vic build related work things to COVID and a delay in receiving things, to receiving items that were wrong, to a whole, there's been so many things that have happened. And my ultimate decision, my executive decision not to show them, has potentially created this blind spot that makes it seem as though they're less capable than they actually are.
More passes you do, more shiny it gets. If you see when I did one pass, your reflection is not there 100%. Right here is way better. And you do the third one, it's nicer.
So what are you gonna do now?
Make it more shiny.
Very cool. So now you just gotta do this to the rest of the car, and then so you're gonna finish color sanding the rest of the car, then you'll polish it, do the couple of different coats of polish, and then do the same with all the fenders and the running boards and everything. Put everything together, let them...
No, we're not gonna put together nothing here. It's not on the chassis.
But I mean, you're gonna put it on the chassis, put it together, let it wire it, and then...
Well, actually, they're gonna wire it like that, so they can work on the motors and everything.
Okay.
We're not gonna put nothing out because I don't want to put the running boards Because they're going to be stepping on it.
Yeah,
and,
gotcha.
You know. Yeah, I'm going to deliver it like that. After I polish it, we're going to cover everything while we polish, like all this painting, and we want to apply the liner
Okay. Yeah.
on the front end and the back and the inside and the bottom.
Yep.
And after that, it's going inside, all clean up and everything.
Cool beans, man.
I didn't want it to be about that fanfare, like that, what, you know, sensationalizing whatever drama that had nothing to do with the build. I wanted this to be just about the fundamentals. But what I've learned is that all of the other stuff that goes around that bleeds in and does end up becoming kind of one of the fundamentals. The fact that there's been so much issue with Bodhi being able to keep qualified, hardworking employees has affected the build. However, I chose not to display that because I didn't feel like that was relevant. I felt like that was diverting our attention from what the actual core of the show was, of this series was. But in so doing, it's also led people to believe, you know, like, oh, he's not paying attention to it. Oh, he doesn't care. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Good work is hard to find. And finding people who are capable, qualified, determined, hardworking, motivated, self-motivated out of anything is very difficult. And I think that that's definitely been a continuous roadblock in this build that, again, for better or worse, because I haven't shown that to the audience, has given a slightly different perspective of the progress of this build. Tim wanted me to lay down a little bit of perspective that, you know, as much as this is real, it is still edited because we're not creating, you know, hour-long features every week. We're trying to keep you updated on just the progress of a build. And as much as you want that to be very technical and just about the actual build itself, the reality is that life affects the build in other ways. Like it's not just isolated, it's not just work, but everything else also affects the build. And by not showing that, it just gives a different impression. I think that if people were to know all of the stuff that went behind, they may have a different idea of, or impression of the build, of Bodhi, of Tim, of all of the workers. Whatever that would be, positive or negative, just take it, it would be different if you knew everything that went on behind the scenes. And I think that it's just what it is. I don't want everyone else,